Jai Hind everyone, welcome back to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala Daily Current Affairs. Today we have three topics that we will discuss one by one. The one is the paradox of the India's global rise, its regional decline. We will see that the India has rise at the global level. We have seen that the military power, economic power, and our population across the world has shown that yes, we have capable of doing the thing, and that's why our reputation has been improved and we have been recognized. But the regionally, we have seen that into the our neighborhood, the Chinese influence has increased as compared to the India, and it is not due to the absolute term, but it is compared term we have declined. And other reason is that the US has withdrawn from this region, and that vacuum has been filled by the China. So this will be for the mains perspective under the international relationship GS paper 2. Then we will study that this is the year to get the sustainable development goal. So here it is analysis that the what we have achieved into the sustainable development goal, how it has been disrupted due to the COVID-19, and what are the steps we need to do to again get back to the sustainable development goals and achieve it by the 2013 that we have resolved. We have been consistently following that. So this will be for the mains perspective and different goals that can be asked into the prelims as well. So we will see both. Then we will see that the sexual crime and the videos that has been seen into the Karnataka, there is the political turmoil that is going on. So we will see that in this condition, what are the threat, what are the safety ground that we need to provide those victims of the sexual exploitation. So again, it will be for the men's perspective. So let's start with the front page. The front page that is talking about the nomination of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi from the Raebareli. Previously it was the seat from that his mother Sonia Gandhi was contesting. Now she has left that seat. Now she is a Rajya Sabha member, and it is now the Rahul Gandhi that is going to contest from this seat. So this is going on. There has been the criticism from the BJP that yes, the Rahul Gandhi has scared of the Amiti. And many times we have seen that even the leaders from the communist, they are also criticizing as the Rahul Gandhi is contesting from the Wayanad, where the left party is contesting against the Rahul Gandhi. So here they are accusing Rahul Gandhi to just being dishonest with the people of the Wayanad, because he has not disclosed to the people of the Wayanad that he will also contest from the Raebareli. Here we will see that the Supreme Court has said to the ED that this consider giving the interim bail to Kejriwal due to the polls. So here the Supreme Court has said that we cannot compromise that with the life and the liberty of the people, despite you are talking about the prevention of the money laundering act, but there should be the substantial ground for the holding anyone's liberty. So this is all about from this news analysis. Here this picture is from the Pulicat Lake that is near the Chennai, and these are the flamingos. They are the migratory bird. So please remember flamingos as the migratory bird, and the Pulicat is one of the wetland into the India. The next news on the front page is the all crew members, including 17 Indians on board MSC Aries, freed on the humanitarian ground. So here you should know that the name of this vessel, and it is flagged to the Portuguese. It means that this vessel, this ship was registered into the Portugal. So if it is written that the flagged to the particular area, so registered into that area, maybe its owner could be from the other country, but this vessel has been registered into this area. For example, a person from the Chennai can buy the bike or the car into the Manipur, but the owner can be from the Madras, and yes, it can be registered into the Manipur. Same is the case with the vehicles as well. This ship has crew from the many of the countries, multinational crew were there, and all they have been the registered. Why Iran arrested because they have shut down the tone of the radar of that ship, and it was into the territorial water. So you should know that from the baseline to the 12 nautical mile, it is the territorial water. After that, it is the contiguous water, and then there will be the exclusive economic zone. So this is all about from this news article. Next important news is from this. The Modi remains silent on the allegation against the governor, says the Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of the West Bengal. Here, it is talking about that the governor has been alleged, it has been accused for the sexual exploitation. However, we will see that the governor and the president are protected against the criminal of a criminal case or the any of the arrest under Article 361. It's provide the immunity to the president and the governor. Why? Because they are very important dignitaries. They are the head of the states, and that's why they are provide the immunity. Because if you will not provide the immunity here and there will be the cases, and there will be the functioning of the administration will be disrupted, and that's why we have provided this. A type of the immunity in the constitution. You can see this article 361. It's talking about the protection of the president and governor and the Raj Pramukhs. So here it's talk about they are not answerable to the any of the court for exercise and performance of the power and duties of his office or any act done for the purporting done by him into the exercise and performance of the power and duties. So whenever they are performing the power and their duties, if they are making any mistake, it should not result into the criminal case or any type of the case. If there will be the criminal case, that will be not registered. And if there will be the civil case, they should be provided with the notice, and after 2 months, the case could be filed after the providing the notice. So here you will see that there is always confusion that in the civil course cases the protection is provided. No, it is the criminal case where the absolute immunity. But in the civil case, there could be the case that could be filed, but after 2 months of the notice, that you should remember. This is all about from this news. This article is very important because this is into the debate and public domain. Next important news that we will cover is the India's press freedom scores fell over the last year. So scores has been failed, but the rank has been improved. Rank was 161 out of 180 jurisdiction. Now it is 159. So improvement into the rank, but the overall performance has decreased. Why? Why the rank has been improved? Because the others are doing much bad thing. It is not that India is doing a good thing. India is also doing bad thing. But the other two countries who fall below the ranking of the India, they are much worse. Their condition of the journalists in those countries are much worse. Here, in India case, the Reporters Without the Border, it is organization that provide the World Press Freedom Index. So please remember which body provide the World Press Freedom Index. It is the Reporters Without the Border. Also it is known as the Reporters Sans Frontiers. And it's provide the index. Here the India's performance has downgraded. However, the rank has improved because the two countries, they are doing much worse. So that is the condition. So this is all about from this news article. Next important news that we are going to take is from the editorial, the paradox of India's global rise. Paradox, what is this? Paradox of the India's global rise and its regional decline. Regionally, we are declining. Globally, we are rising. Can you understand? In your neighborhood, you are not being recognized, but at the national level, people are recognizing, people are respecting you. That is the main theme of this analysis. The writer is Happy Mon Jacob. He is the teacher. He is the professor at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, and he has a specialization into the strategic and the defense research. So here, he is of the view that the India has globally rising. The power of India at the global stage is rising. We are recognizing into the South America, into the Africa, into the Japan, into the Ukraine. But regionally, with respect to the Sri Lanka, Maldives, Nepal, Myanmar, Pakistan, they are not recognizing. they are recognizing, but the comparative to us, they are giving preference to the China. So this decline into the regional level is not at in the absolute term. It is not that we have the 10 bomb, now it is the 5 bomb. We have the 10 bomb, but we have the 20 bomb. But the Chinese have the 10 bomb, now they have the 100 bomb. This is the recognizing by our neighbors. Comparatively, we are declining. As compared to the China, we are declining regionally, but at the global stage, we are emerging as the rising power. And why it is being done? Because we are growing economically. Economic growth of India, it is around 7%. Globally, it is much more than the developing countries. Developing and developed countries, they are around the 3%, 4%, but the India's growth is 7%. So economic growth, where we are expanding in the so many areas, military capabilities. Now we are able to destroy the satellite even from our own satellite technology. Recently, we experimented, we successfully experimented and tested the anti-satellite missile. So, military, we are militarily able to export the weapons such as the BrahMos to the Vietnam and the Philippines. That's why militarily our capability is increasing. Now we have the missile technology that can target, one missile can target multiple locations. So our military capability that has increased. Beside that, our youth population, the demographic dividend is very high. Now youth, if you have the youth, they are working. Now we are young, now we can do anything, but as we grow older, our physical capability, our capability to do the thing is not less. For example, youth are so much, now we can make a huge army. We can face any of the countries. Okay, so here the youth is also help in economic growth. They can work. They are not dependent. But however, here we need to create the job and skilling of this youth. Only then we can do. But we have the youth population, and that is the one advantageous position to us. Okay. We have recognition, our presidency for the G20 that was recognized across the world. Our presence into the Quad and the BRICS that has significantly increased, and that's why despite we are not a member of the UN Security Council, our influence has grown. Even each of the countries listen us because we have grown in each of the important area, economically, military and youth population. Indo-Pacific region. Now India's main focus area has become the Indo-Pacific region. Because here we are countering the China. Yes, the China has entered into the South Asia. That was not its domain. Its backyard was the Pacific region. And here in the Indo-Pacific region, India has entered. So here it is the India. This is the India's neighbors like the Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Maldives. And this is the Indo-Pacific here. You can see that this is the area Pacific. And the region of the Indo-Pacific that include the Eastern Africa to the Australian part and also the Japanese part. This is the Indo-Pacific. If you have the confusion, what is the Indo-Pacific? This is the Indo-Pacific. Okay. Here you will see that the main factor here is the Chinese influence. Chinese influence is increasing and American withdrawal from the South Asian region, particularly Indian Ocean region. American has shifted to the Pacific region, Indo-Pacific region, and that vacuum has been filled by the China, and that's why the Chinese influence is increasing. Around the Indian Ocean, the countries now have the more dependency on the Chinese infrastructure, Chinese support, Chinese assistance. All this thing is provided by the China, and that's why the Chinese influence is increasing as compared to the India. Besides that, you will see that the different countries, the shift is also due to the different countries into the South Asia. They want to balance the China and India. They want to bargain with the China and India, and that's why they are giving importance to the China. For example, Nepal doesn't have that much dependency in the China, but now just to bargain with the India, Nepal is using the China. Same is the case with many a times Myanmar, Bangladesh even. So the bargaining is the main thing, balancing. Here the balancing by the Pakistan, Maldives. Okay. You will also see the hazing. They haze one country against the other countries. That this is their domain, you should not enter. Haze. For example, if you will see the Philippines is hazing China with the India. Do you know the hedge? Hedge means you create a divide so that the entry of the other party is not possible. On the agricultural field, you must have seen the divide. If you have to protect your field from the water, the flood, so what you create the hedge. And hedging is done into the international relation as well. Against one country, other country is hedged, and that's why this is the case. And bandwagoning upon the, if the one country is riding on the others are also following. For example, take the example of the Belt and the Road Initiative of the China. There was the bandwagoning. They thought that yes, all the countries are there, why not we should also join. So this was the cause for the Chinese influence increase, Indian influence decreased. Okay. Beside that, you will see that, however, what India need to do, India have to use is the traditional, the soft power. However, the traditional concept of the India need to removed. For example, India was thought that all this Indian Ocean, that should be the influence of the only India. We cannot accept the outsider. But now India should accept the reality, the changed into the reality in the region, and India also need to accept the outside power. And here India need to collaborate with the outside power. Okay. So here the India's strength, instead of directly competing with the China, here we need for the India's collaboration with the other countries. India also need to use its cultural heritage. India's cultural heritage is present in every of the neighborhood. May it be Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, even Cambodia, even to the Japan. So India's cultural heritage is everywhere. In the Japan, the Buddhism, all these regions are influenced by the Buddhist culture. Cambodia, the Hindu culture. The Nepal, Hindu culture. Also the Buddhist culture. So we have the cultural heritage, that is the soft power of the India, and that is not enjoyed by the Chinese. Okay, so here India's focus should be huge. It's the cultural heritage. Okay. India also need to partnership with our neighborhood like the Sri Lanka, Maldives and Bangladesh. Here, they all have faced the economic debt trap. And that's why economic crisis in each of these countries. And it was witnessed that yes, they were able to knew that yes, blindly following the policy and strategy and whatever the developmental process that is led by the China is not always good for these countries, and that's why India should try to do some of the advantageous, take that advantageous position. India should keep it up, its the soft power, its ethical standing even into the global arena. Okay. Here we are talking about the non-centric lens. Here, India was in the historical time period before the now present time, contemporary time. Previously, India was worried about if any of the foreign entities, foreign countries entering into our neighbors. Maybe it could be the Indian Ocean. If the US was entering, India was of the suspicion. France entering, India got suspicion. Australian entering, India got suspicion. So now India is comfortable with the entry of the others. And we can see all this thing in the Quad and also other such policies into the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, so here you will see that collaboration with the external power, even into the Indian Ocean, that should our policy. And this external power should be the like-minded, like the Japan, Australia. Okay. Besides that, what we can do, you can utilize our political and civil society actors, those who are not out of the non-state actors. These civil society and political actors could be non-state. because many of the at the many places direct state involvement is not possible. Take the example of the Myanmar. In the Myanmar, the military rule, we cannot support the military rule openly. Here, the state actors and the civil society can work, they can negotiate, they can enter into the dialogue with these countries, and here the situation can be improved. Okay. Besides that, we should also try to indirectly involve. For example, here the Myanmar example has been given. Indirect involvement is important. Okay, so here the main thing is that India's collaboration with other countries, and yes, India should not try to go for the unidirectional our presence, but our collaboration with the different countries. That is the main analysis of this news article. Next important news that we are going to take is from again editorial, and this is talking about this is the year to get SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, back on track. So here we are going to discuss about that, what has been the achievement and what has been the target and what are the further action we needed to complete the SDG goals. What is the SDG goals? Sustainable Development Goals. These were the goals that we decided under our UN General Assembly 2015. This meeting adopted the Agenda 2030, and in this we have outlined 17 goals, and 17 goals have 169 targets. Goals to achieve that, like we will remove the hunger. There will be no poverty. For example, the 17 goals are here. No poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, reduce inequality. 5 and 10 talk about the equality and inequality. Gender equality, irrespective of the gender, everyone should be treated equally. It is not that the men and women should be treated differently, or the third gender or any other gender can be discriminated. So here these are the 17 goals. I hope this is clear. These 17 goals have the different targets. For the gender inequality, we have different targets. For the women empowerment, some provision for the women's into the different area, for example, the property right. Okay. Here, for health and well-being, there could be a lot of other targets that can achieve overall health and well-being, like the immunization, provision of the free services, health services, provision of the free medication, provision for the sanitation, all that will come into the health and well-being. The different target try to achieve the one goal, good health and well-being. So total number of the targets are the 17. Please remember, these 17 goals are very important. You should remember each one of these, and you should try to use in your mains answer writing. And even the UPSC and state PCLs, such as the UPPCS, they have asked these goals, that what are the number of the goals directly have been asked. So these 17 you should remember. Start with the poverty, then hunger. When you will reduce the poverty, if there will people do not have the poverty, if the people have money, they will eat and there will be no hunger. If the people will eat and there will be no hunger, that will result into the good health. If you will eating on a time and no hunger is there, your health will be good. You will be careful about all the things. And if you have the good health, you will go for the education. Your education will improve. You can compare yourself whenever you are not well, whenever you are ill, you are not, your study is disrupted. So this is the case that you should remember. Okay. If education is quality, everyone will know that we should not discriminate on the basis of the gender, and gender equality will be there. Or each one is connected. Clean water and sanitation. If you are educated, if the gender equality is there, there will be the clean water and sanitation. You will be careful about not wasting the water. Educated person can do that. Those who, there is the women's have the more role. Women's know that the value of water. They will be preserving the water. They will not waste the water. Sanitation will be taken care. If the women's will be given proper decision-making power, then you will see that there could be the afforestation and the affordable and the clean energy. This is not visible, but it is the affordable and the clean energy, decent work and economic growth. 8 is the half of the 16. Total goal is the 16, 17. 8 and 9 is the average. So here it is talking about the economy and industry. So please remember, 5 and 10 this talking about the equality and inequality. 5 talking about the gender equality. Then 10 is in inequality. So all are interlinked, interconnected. So be very careful. Last, this is talking about the partnership for the goals. So life on land, life under water, below water. Please remember all these things. So here it is being discussed that mainly there has been we are going to meet in September. Will be into the New York, and we will evaluate the sustainable development goals, whatever we have achieved, and the main focus area will be the poverty alleviation, gender equality, environmental protection, and access to the education and the health. You can match with the different goals. This is the first and second goals. Then it is the gender equality, fifth, okay? And others related, all are in cumulative, they are related to the environmental protection, access to the education and health. This is the third and the fourth. So please remember all these things. You should remember that these SDGs are not legally binding. It is like the DPSP, Directive Principle of the State Policy. You will study into the Constitution. Legally binding means you will be not penalized for any of your lack in commitment or the not achieving the goals. But yes, it is the moral responsibility of the countries at the global stage. You will be criticized. It will reduce your soft power. Then we have seen that from 2015 to the 19, there was some improvement, some goals we were going towards the achieving some goals, but COVID-19 that had disrupted all these goals, and we have seen that the situation has worsened. Okay. Now, the main issue that we are facing is not considering their integrated nature. These goals I showed you that they are interlinked, interconnected. But the global effort has been in the isolation to achieve this sustainable development goal into the isolation, and whenever you will try to achieve this in isolation, you will be not able to achieve because they are integrated. Even recently, the UN Sustainable Development Report 2023 suggests urgent action in the 5 key areas. These 5 key areas that is mentioned here, these are the commitment of the government to 7 years of accelerated, sustained and transformative actions. Now, we have 7 years remaining for our 2030 goals, and we need concrete, integrated and targeted government policies. Besides that, we also need the accountability and public institution to deliver accelerated progress. Here, it should be the national at the sub-national capacity at the local level. Beside that, recommitment of the international community to deliver and mobilize resources to assist developing countries. Because the developing countries, they lack the new technology, they lack the money for the capital investment, they lack the technical achievements, they lack the skilling. All that can be provided by the developing countries, so it is needed. Here, there is the research paper and the studies of the research paper done by the 64 scholars, and they have found that scientific evidence on the political impact of the sustainable development goals with national and global governance to address the pressing challenge of poverty eradication, social justice and environmental protection. All these studies, they have concluded that there is the challenges and we have not achieved what we wanted to achieve. Further, it has been provided into the Natural Sustainability Report into the September 2022 issue. Here, the authors look 5 dimensions where we need to work. Global governance, domestic political system, integration and coherence of the institution and the policies and inclusiveness or the governance from the local to the global level. This should be interconnected. This should be the bottom to the top approach. Only then we can have the proper protection of the ecological integrity. Okay. Now we have seen that these goals, these sustainable development goals, they have been discussed, and there has been so much debate. There is no lack of the debate and the discussion everywhere, here and there. You will see that there is the discussion, dialogue, all the things that is going on the different level, local level, national level, global level. But the thing is that they are not changing into the institutional reform or the actions. They are only talking. You can talk anything, but the actions, in the action, nothing is visible. This is the main issue. Here we need to change it into the normative and institutional reform. Normative actions, where the change is visible. Like you talk a lot about that this thing, that thing. You should be a good person, you should be ethical. But you yourself is not ethical. You only talk, you only discuss. But you, whenever the time comes, whenever the situation comes, you do not show your integrity, you do not show your honesty, you do not show your empathy. That is here at the global level. The people, the government, the government at the regional level, the institution, all are talking about the sustainable development goal, but they are not taking the actions to achieve this sustainable development goal. That is the main issue that we are facing. Besides that, we have also the report, UN report Future is Now 2019, and this provides some guideline for the action. Here it is talking about to realize through the systemic approach that helps identify, manage trade-off while the maximizing the co-benefits. Okay, so here you will see that this report suggests adopting the locally based suited entry points following regional and national priority, applying 4 levers, that is the governance, economy, finance, individual, collective actions, and science and technology to propel the action to achieve the sustainable development goal. Here the Brundtland, the Gro Harlem Brundtland, he is very famous for his Brundtland report that is known as Our Common Future, and after that the environmental protection debate at the global level intensified after this report. So please remember all these things. And now the writer is talking about now in 2024, a lot of election is going on near about the 64th of the nation. Even those who are the leading nation like the India, US, they all are UK, all they are going to face election. And these 64 nations represent the 49% of the global population. So here the new government should integrate this protection of the environment on all these policies associated with the sustainable development goal in its plan and action. So this is all about from this news analysis. Next important news that we are going to take is the sexual crime videos. This is coming from the Karnataka. We have seen that the one of the MP, and that is from the JDS, Janata Dal Secular. This is the party. Here we have seen that the sitting member of this party, he was involved into the sexual harassment, and the name of the leader is the Prajwal Revanna. He belonged from the H.D. Devegowda, our family of the H.D. Devegowda, our former Prime Minister, and his father is also the sitting member of parliament. So here we have seen that the state government has cancelled the diplomatic passport, and one special investigation team has been constituted. So here we will see that in this case there has been the exploitation of the several women, and it has been done on the due to the power, exercise of the power and the dominance. Here you will see that the misuse of the power, political power. And here what is the immediate need? Here immediate need for the safety of these women, and their identity should be protected. This is generally not done. This is by any way that is the misplaced, or there is the many times the leakage of the identity that impact the whole life of the women. Generally, we have seen that the women do not come to the forefront with their grievances, or these victims do not try to go for the pursue the legal way or the legal terms, because they are scared of the repercussion. And here we have seen that they are into the political power. Those who are the culprits, they have the lot of political power. And recently we have seen that the many of the such cases, such as the member of parliament from the BJP, Kesharganj, Uttar Pradesh, there was one of the member of the parliament, MP, who was involved into the such sexual exploitation. Again, the former president of the Wrestling Federation of the India, Brij Bhushan Saran Singh, was so much into the news because of such type of the allegation of the sexual harassment. Now you will see that generally women do not come. Why? Because there is so much repercussion against fighting against these powerful people. The women come only they find that their trauma is unbearable, unbearable. That goes beyond their capacity to bear the thing. And also they find that they have the familial support. The family generally do not support in such cases, because the honors comes into such cases when the family support only they came. Besides that, they feel confident that the justice will be done. And also in the many of the times, if such cases come, many of the other survivors also come, because this gives the power, gives the confidence that yes, the many of such cases has been raised, let's we also raise our walls. This is the case. And here you will see that the main focus point of the government and the police officers should be here to protect and save the interest of those women who have raised this issue. So this is all about from the today's news. The second news from this editorial is again that is continuous repetition of the Gaza strike that is going on. We will not go because we will save the time here. Most of the relevant news from the today's newspaper we have covered. The most important news is this sustainability goal that we are not able to achieve, and India's declining power in its neighborhood, and raising its power at the global stage. These are the important news that you should be careful about. So these are all news that we have covered. So here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.